I am so excited and happy to be here today. We have finally made it. I want to share with you, I'm Sheila Hassell Hughes, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Human Energy and a member of the planning team for this event. I want to share with you today a little bit about Human Energy, about the origins of our organization, about the work we do, a little bit about my journey with Human Energy, and some of the things that I want to call out about this week's events and that I hope you will pay special attention to. So Human Energy really began in 2017 as the brainchild of our founder, Ben Guerir. He was inspired by a desire to bring a sense of hope, optimism, purpose, and meaning in a rapidly changing world, where our ability to deal with the pace of technological change was at great risk. And he was especially concerned for young people, with their ability to be positive about the future and where we're headed as a species. He saw in the third story, as he called it, and we'll talk more about that, of the Noosphere, a story, a narrative for understanding the trajectory of human life from its first origins to the distant future, one that is deeply rooted in a scientific understanding of evolution, but has a sense of meaning and purpose and a special role for humanity in steering the direction of human life and of our planet. Human Energy began as a project of the Guerir Family Foundation and spun off as its own independent nonprofit organization in 2021. Ben's vision for Human Energy is that we spread awareness of the noosphere broadly for people everywhere to come to understand that we are evolving towards greater collective potential and to inspire a renewed sense of hope, meaning, and purpose in this rapidly changing world. Human Energy has multiple tracks. We began with a heavy focus on scientific research, and that continues to be an important part of what we do, to understand the science of the noosphere. What is this thing? How does it work? How is it evolving? Where is it going? How should we understand it? We have a track in education, and I'm going to say a few things about that in a minute. That's especially close to my heart as a key means of spreading understanding and awareness. We have a track in dissemination, which is also about sharing that story. Events like this, the N2 conference, are a key linchpin in our dissemination project. Our YouTube videos, our masterclass, all of those things are elements that we use to try to spread understanding and awareness of the noosphere and engagement with actively steering it. And we have a new track in ethics that is still somewhat nascent, but we're excited about developing in the years ahead. My own journey with Human Energy has been an interesting one. I first met Ben Guerir when he came to my institution, St. Mary's College of California, to try to recruit some faculty who might be interested in doing some research, to try to establish the credibility, the veracity of this idea of the noosphere. I was intrigued, a little skeptical, but I decided to lean in, and I've got pulled and pulled and pulled in deeper every year since. I became a member of the Human Energy Advisory Board a few years ago, was invited by Ben to co-chair with my colleague Terry Deacon at Berkeley, our first N2 conference last fall. And coming out of that conference, I had been transformed. My understanding of the noosphere was significantly deepened. My level of excitement and energy accelerated, and my commitment to seeing this work forward solidified. In January of last year, I taught an intensive undergraduate course at my college about the three stories, culminating with introducing students to the noosphere. And I saw students transformed by this learning. Students went from saying things like, I didn't feel like I had a sense of purpose. And now I see that I'm part of something much larger, and I feel deeply connected, and that I have a role in shaping the future. I had one student say, a year ago, I was hospitalized for trying to end my life. Now I understand that I'm part of something much bigger, and I have a role to play, and I feel connected and optimistic about the future. And I have their permission to share these stories with you. That deeply inspired me to continue and to develop further our education track. Those students reported having a sense of belonging, of purpose, as part of the species at the cosmic level, of having a strong sense of purpose to know, to contribute, and to realize greater levels of consciousness. I finished that class at the end of last January, and on February 1st, I became Chief Operating Officer. This has been an incredibly exciting work. When we lost our dear Ben in a tragic accident several months ago, I had to pause and say, what's going to happen next? How can we go on without our founder, my mentor, my friend? And in a heartbeat, the answer came to me. We must continue. Ben is with us. I feel him on my shoulder, whispering in my ear. I feel him in this room. I feel the work is something that we carry forward together now, and I'm energized by that. I do want to say a few words about our education track, which we'll be featuring here at the conference. If you visit the Human Energy booth, which I hope you will do, there's all kinds of goodies there. There's stickers, there's brochures, there's postcards with a QR code that will take you to all kinds of information about human energy. There's also a slideshow showing about the education track. And so I encourage you to check that out to learn more about the work we're doing at all levels, from kindergarten through higher education. And if you have an interest in getting involved with us in teaching about the noosphere, developing curriculum about the noosphere, connecting us to teachers at any level, please reach out to us. We have a couple of folks here who especially are here to help represent the education track. One of them is Professor Ellen Rigsby. Ellen, you want to wave your hand? And the other is Professor Kimberly Lamarck-Orman, who I think is not in the room at the moment, but she's here. And so they're happy to talk to you about that work. I also want to acknowledge the Human Energy Youth Advisory Board. I was so inspired by my students and their level of engagement that I didn't want to lose that passion and that energy. I wanted to keep those young people connected. And I met other young people at the N2 conference last year who were incredibly excited and inspired. And since then, we've met more. So we founded a youth advisory board just a few months ago, and we have 5 members of that board who have traveled from the United States to be here. If you're a member of the youth advisory board and you're in the room, would you please stand? So the N2 conference was inspired at a workshop that we held at St. Mary's College in the spring of 2023. It was a gathering to build esprit de corps among members of the Human Energy team. And at that event, Clément Vidal, our team member, said, you know, it's the 100th anniversary of Teilhard's coining of the term, the noosphere. We should do something to celebrate this. And that launched an anniversary program that included an online masterclass taught by David Sloan Wilson, a number of other projects, and the first N2 conference at the University of California, Berkeley. And here we are. Coming out of that conference, we didn't know, will there be another one? There was excitement about that, but we're a pretty small organization, a pretty lean team. And so we wanted to take a moment to pause and figure out what our next step was. And then Raphael and his team knocked on the door and said, hey, we want to host it. Come here. And it was a no-brainer. The opportunity to come to UM6P, to work with IAS, to be in Africa, to be at the intersection, the crossroads of continents and cultures and languages and histories. And to raise these questions together and to open ourselves to hearing new responses and new ideas and new answers about what the noosphere means and how we should engage. And so we met by Zoom for many months. We started early last April. Raphael and Shima, who has driven so much of this event. If you don't thank anybody else before you leave, thank Shima. She's been amazing. Raphael and Saad and Marwan and Nawal, and many others from UM6P, from IAS, have played a crucial role in making this event happen, as well as members of the Human Energy team who've been on the planning team, Devin, my colleague from communications at Human Energy, and myself. We've been on Zooms every week since April and constant emails. And now, here we are, nous voici, ensemble, realizing the noosphere in a new way. N2, or N squared, as I should call it, is itself a product of the noosphere, of our collective imagination, our collective shared vision. We've brought this event together across the globe out of nothing. We made this happen by thinking it into being together. And now you are here to join us to take up that creative work as your own, together, collectively, to create a new space for knowledge, shared understanding, and problem solving to emerge. We're at the crossroads of continents, cultures, and languages in this beautiful, sustainable, and innovative new campus and creative space. I mean, how many of you had your minds blown when you walked into the dome this morning? Wow, so impressive. It's a space that hints at, that points to the grandeur of this shared vision and mission of the noosphere. I want to thank you all for making the commitment to be here with us today in person at UM6P, in Ben Guerir, or wherever you are across the globe via the live stream. Welcome, bienvenue. I hope the next 3 days are rich and stimulating for you. Finally, I want to call out our Discord channel. It's relatively new. If you have not joined the Human Energy Discord channel, it's a way to connect with others who are here at the conference, with others who've been at our previous conference, with those who are interested in this work, who want to have conversations, who want to pose questions, who want to forge partnerships and collaborations. It's a space to comment and engage throughout the conference and afterwards. So check out Discord, look for Human Energy. If you visit our booth, on the little postcard with a QR code, there is a link that will take you to the Discord channel if you have trouble finding it. So join the live and continuing conversation.